What up, what up, what up? Yeah. What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? Man, it's beautiful, man. Tell y'all, man, this is exactly what I do, man. What I look forward to. Can't wait to just come on this live stream and then just hear all of the different things that y'all would do if it was y'all beat. Like, man, it's amazing. It's really great. It's really Yo, what? What are we saying right now? Listen. Whoa, slow down. Yikes. There's supposed to be some music that just kind of play in the background. Sheesh. Nah, but with that being said, man, welcome y'all to the live stream. Let me see. Here I am. Dang, it's like hecka dark. Let me see. Oh, it was supposed to be a way that I could save these settings. Hold on, I gotta get my light. I gotta get my light and stuff going on. Hold on real quick, so y'all can see what I look like. I gotta fix this. Once I fix it, there it is. First and foremost, let me get my camera. Let me play something else while we waiting. Welcome to the live stream, everybody. Thank y'all for being here. If I keep it real, I played some other stuff before I got to that one, and I was like, I'm finna delete this. I was like, why do you even make music? I was like, what? I was like, why do you even make music? And then it was like, it was just so wonderful. It was so, what's the word I'm looking for? It was just like confirming. That's the word I'm looking for. The confirmation was just so real. It was like, yeah, try again, buddy. But nonetheless, man, we've been live streaming. We just been working. We just been going live every day. And every day it's just been something new. It's just been something different. Sometimes we make some beats. Sometimes we listen to beats. Sometimes we have discussions. I don't know. I kind of almost feel like need to have another music producer, beat maker discussion. All right, yeah, I think we played that on the stream already as well, though. But I'm gonna play that real quick while I get my lighting and stuff situated. I gotta fix my light real quick. Let's go. Let's get it. Man, that's annoying because I was supposed to save these settings. I was supposed to save these settings, but I didn't save these settings, man. Real quick, where we at? It's blinding. Let me see if I go. There we go. May So Well. What up, man? May So Well, friend 242, intricate, Ben Bowman, Brazuka. Shout out to y'all. Welcome to the live stream. Let's see. Yeah, man. I think for 2025, that's like one. Let me see. I still gotta do some more stuff to this light. For those that don't know, I also do videography and photography, and like this is harsh light. This is a very harsh light. It's just blindingly harsh, and it's not soft at all. It's not, it's not flattering at all. So I named it. Okay, cool. So I named the track that I'm finna delete. So this one says document 2, but the other one is named something else. I'm finna delete. Delete. Let me fix that light while we wait. So yeah, I had a videography job today. Had a client. Went to go film. So I take my equipment to go film. So I need to come back and bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back. TIP is coming live from the VIP. I heard the nightlight BMC. Bring them out. Bring them out. Bring them out. Bring them out. Now, that's interesting. You put the little thing on, and immediately the light becomes much softer. It's not as harsh as it was a few seconds ago, though it is still too bright. But it's not as harsh as it was. We gotta get the lighting back how it was yesterday. So I got 2 studio lights. Of course, my camera. I had to take all that equipment with me today to go film a class. 4-hour job. And that proverbially keeps the lights on, as they say. Keeps the lights on. Because music is not keeping the lights on. Music is certainly not keeping the lights on. So it just makes you ask a question. Why do you even do music? Why do you even do music? Which one of y'all in the chat is going to keep it real with me and tell me that you make your living doing music? Let me see if y'all actually could even hear me. I said, which one of y'all in the chat is going to keep it real with me and tell me that you make your living from doing music? I'll wait. Nah, man. I got a 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? I got my real job, the thing that I use to pay the bills, but I just like to make music. I just love making music. I just do it on the side. I just do it for fun. I just do it. I just do it just cuz. Let me see. What's this beat talking about? I'm telling you, I'm finna delete all these beats. Hold on. I was making this track, right? I was making this track, and then I was like, this don't sound like nothing, right? So then I was like, we're not finna do that. That's why it's like two different sections. So you can kind of see this A section, B section situation. Hold on, I'm gonna enable blocks. I guess I'm feeling a tad. It's the energy, the energy that you give is the energy you receive. You know what I'm saying? I had a great blessed day. You know what I'm saying? But I guess I'm feeling pessimistic, as they say. But I'm really not. Like, I'm chilling. But these beats are, you know what I'm saying? I guess I need to continue doing what I was doing. See, I ran into not an actual beat block because I think I could still make tracks, and I made some stuff recently. So not an actual beat block, but it's like a metaphorical beat block. It's like I ran into this feeling of, because there's so many tracks, right? It's like you really should not be making nothing new. You really should be finalizing these old tracks, and you should be, y'all know the story. I done said it a couple of times here now on the stream at this point. I done said it a couple of times. Go back, make sure that you export them tracks, start sending the tracks out. So that part hasn't kicked in for sure. The send them out to somebody part, yeah, no, that definitely ain't kicked in. But nonetheless, so there's this block that's happening where it's like, I can't even really feel good about making new music. I can't even really feel good. I started uploading tracks on my YouTube page just to get them out there. I start uploading more BeatStar stuff. I think it is a music producer conversation. I think that's what it is. But I feel like I'm going to be the only person having a conversation. Like, somebody else got to keep it real and have a conversation too. I got to dim this light. This light is like a spotlight right now. It's like, it's like the spottiest of spotlights. Okay, so the camera needs to come this way. Uh-oh, don't fall, don't break. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Let me just go ahead and just fix this how it's supposed to be fixed. So I gotta take this thing off. See, anything in there? No. See, recently I dropped this camera and I broke part of it, and I was supposed to learn my lesson from that time not to set this thing up unless it is secured, and I didn't secure it, so now I need to secure this. Pause. The good, the bad, the ugly, we'll edit it out later. So we already got some people admitting they don't make their living from making music. How does that make you feel, though? Or maybe you don't care. Maybe you don't care enough. I think it kind of just became like a pipe dream. Like, it's not a real thing. It's like only the lucky few. It's like live streamers. Only the lucky few live streamers get to have a career like Kai Cenat, IShowSpeed. Only the really truly brave ones, the very dedicated. It's not for everybody. Only a select few. Okay, now I gotta remember, how did I have this thing plugged in? Okay, it must have been over here. Oh, where is that thing? Oh, I guess that's right. I'm still setting up the live stream. So, Robbie, what's up, Robbie, man? I feel the same way though, man. It feels pointless even trying to make new beats for me because there's just so many, and these new producers are incredible. Talk to him, Robbie. Okay. All right, so now we officially bike. We bike. We bike. The camera is set up. Excuse me. The camera is set up where it's supposed to be. The lighting is set up how it's supposed to be. I think I'm going to just give myself a few touches. Boom. A few touches of the ISO. A little lighting. That one feels bright. That feels right. That feels right there. Hold on, let me go ahead and redo my focus. Make sure my focus is set. All right. Focus is good. We here. So even like that track right there that I was playing, for example, right? Robbie, I appreciate you for liking the stream. It does help when you like the stream. It does help the algorithm and, you know, all of those good things. So yes, it does help. It does help. So welcome everybody to March Madness. Let's get it. We are, I'm gonna redo this because I spent a lot of time working on this. Okay, let's redo this. Nah. We gonna get the full effect of this. Boom. Welcome everybody to March Madness, where we are live streaming all month long. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and all social platforms at Chris Reed Beats. And if you're looking for one-on-one tutorials in Reason, you can head to my website, chrisreedbeats.com, and you can grab that. Make sure you like and subscribe if you have not been subscribed to this channel, because we cook up beats and we learn Reason every single time we come on the live stream. This is what we're here for. This is what we do. Now, only thing I didn't do right in that last thing, I was actually supposed to press this button. So now I'm gonna press this button. So listen, last night we did a live stream. I was very encouraged and I was excited about just doing live stream stuff. I got giddy. We was talking about Mailed and OBS and just different platforms and software that you use to do live streams. And I've been basically creating a new element to add to my live stream every time I do a live stream. So this is one element that I added in, which was how you saw the screen drop down to display that advertisement. And with the press of a button, it plays the whole thing and then it automatically, you know, sends it back over here to the other scene. So yeah, I was real proud of myself for doing the routing and everything to be able to make that happen and get that done. So just wanted to show you guys that I was very, very, very excited about that. Very, very, very excited to be working on that. Why are you even trying to make music? Why are you even trying to make music? You know how many, there's like so many producers that when I hear their music, because shout out to Robbie, I kind of had the same feeling sometimes. I hear their music and I be like, man, I quit. I joke and I kid with my buddy Gray Keys Beats. I joke, I kid with him because a lot of his tracks are just out of this world. Gray Keys, super dope producer. Definitely my buddy Kenny Mac, McEastlands from the Philippines. He's a channel member here on the channel. It's one of them situations like, I can't understand why you be coming to watch me. You definitely run circles around me when it comes to this music production thing. But I don't know. I definitely appreciate him for supporting the channel. A lot of times I hear tracks from him that just make me be like, "Whoa, what are we even doing? What are we even really doing?" And just good people like that. You know, when I think about different people I see on Instagram, I have those same kind of feelings where it's like, wow, these guys are really dope. And sometimes it's really more so just about like creating a sound that I haven't been able to tap into yet, you know, with my own production. Like I'm searching for a certain kind of sound. But then other times it's like, it's not really that. It's more so just like, look, there he is right there. There he is. There he is. There that man go. There he is right there. Let me see this real quick. I gotta hear to see what that sound like. I gotta fix that. But he know what I'm saying. Oh, B-Hoss. What up, B-Hoss? There he is. There he is. Why do you make music, B-Hoss? Why do you make music, Kenny Mac? Why are you even making music for? This is another beat makers conversation. Why do we even do it? Why do we even make music? There were some people, I just can't think of their names. Like this one guy, I just can't think of how you pronounce his name. I just don't want to say it wrong. But he has a really dope live stream as well. Kalen Ellis. I think that's how you say his name. Kalen Ellis. Super dope, man. Dope on the drums, you know, he's got the kit. He goes crazy on the keys, he goes crazy on everything. Super dope. Different people that I see on Instagram creating beats and stuff like that. And it was interesting too because I've been like creating some vertical videos. And I've been like, you know, I'll put it like this. The very first time I ever saw one of those vertical videos, I was like, wow, they were able to record themselves at the exact moment that they was like creating the music. And then I looked at it some more and I was like, wait a minute. What if they're just like, what if it's like a music video? Like the rapper in the music video is not actually recording the song while they're filming the music video. It's like, oh, what if it's just a music video and basically they're just playing the music video while they're like what if they're doing that, right? Like, can you tell if I'm actually playing that or if I just, you know what I'm saying, if I'm just playing a loop? Can you even really tell? But my point being is like, I just looked at it and it's like one of those moments where you realize how, you know, how chocolate is made. You ever see how chocolate is actually made? Like I basically thought chocolate was like coffee, like how you have coffee beans and you grind the coffee beans up. And then from the coffee beans, you have coffee grounds. I thought that was literally chocolate. I thought that was like how chocolate, cocoa powder, cocos. I thought it was literally like that. And then, you know, videos start coming out. It's like, no, not quite. Sort of, kind of, but there's fermentation involved and just all these intricate things that have to happen in order for us to get chocolate. And even seeing it, it's like, wow, like seeing how it really happens. You know, it kind of takes some of the power, some of the sting away. So I just realized that when I was trying to make my own beat making videos where I'm like, you know, playing the beat on my keyboard and I got the guitar in my hand and I'm saying to myself, don't worry, I'm going somewhere with this. I'm saying to myself like, man, I got to get the take right. You know, I got to be authentic. I got to make sure that when I'm recording this on the video that it's actually me playing the drums and, you know, actually doing the stuff right then. And it's like, you don't have to do that, Chris. You made the beat. You know you made the beat. You got the reason file. It's right there. You know, don't torture yourself. It's there. So as B-Hoss says, just to have fun, it's like sometimes the marketing, sometimes the promotion, sometimes all that other stuff just makes it not fun. You know, it makes it not fun. But that is at its core and at its simplest form. That's exactly the reason why, because I just enjoy it. I, you know, more than like putting the entire beat together, sometimes I just like to be like, oh, if I play that, that goes with that. It's like, oh, why? Why does that go with that? Why when I play this and then that one right after it, it sounds like they supposed to be played together. Or like, you know, it's like, oh, that's cool. You know, how come those things sound like that? Recently I was playing with my son and he was on my piano. I have a grand piano over there. Not a grand piano. Why am I what it's a upright piano? I don't even think it's an upright piano. I don't know. So what is the name of this? It's not upright because there's no upright elements. Hold on, I'm gonna just turn my camera so y'all can see what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna just stop making up stuff. We don't have to make up stuff, Chris. You could just show them what you're talking about. So that piano, right? So my son's playing the piano and he goes A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P. Like he starts like singing and stuff. He's just having so much fun. He's just doing that. And so then of course me with my big brain, I'm like, oh wait, he's singing the ABC song and he's playing it, but he's not playing the right notes. So I'm like, oh, come on, I'm gonna show you how to play the right notes. Here you go. So technically, the note is a C, and then you gotta leap up. I'm like A B. So I'm like playing it right. I'm like playing the melody. I'm like A B C D. So I'm playing the melody for him, and he's like not impressed. He's like not impressed at all. He's like, whatever, bro. He's like, whatever. I just wanted to do this. I don't want to do your, what you doing? But then I got even more cars like, oh, well, we could just also play chords. Like if we know that's the melody, we could play chords too. So we go. It was stuff like that though. It was like that. It was like once upon a time I wanted to be able to do that. More than like putting the entire track together, more than like mixing using a mixing console, more than like, you know, it was just how do you do stuff like that? How do you learn to play certain songs? How do you play that chord? How do you play that chord progression? And that was fun. And that is fun. Forget that was fun. That is fun. That's the fun part. That's the fun part. So the part where it becomes a job or the part where it becomes, scraping to, what I'm saying, to do something and to make something, that's no longer fun. You know what I'm saying?
just learning stuff, man. Just trying to figure out how to play stuff. Like that was the fun. So it's just like getting to those things, and but what come what may, come what may, come what may. If I had just a keyboard or just a piano, then I could have just used that. What's up, babe? Hold on 1 second. Oh man, okay, cool. You have to do sometimes you gotta do things for, wifey. Wow, that's a pretty cool sounding little echo there. That's cool. So y'all know what I'm saying. Just overall in general, just, searching for that reason for why we doing music. If you're not having fun, why do it at all? I'm having fun learning the nuance of the craft. Snaps. You know what I'm saying? Snaps, my brother. Snaps, my brother. So that's one of them things. Shoot. I just like on the other stream, I was talking to sounds and samples, and I was talking about how I essentially was talking about how when I go to what's this place I go to? When I go to Guitar Center, like man, it's the most fun I've ever had in my life. Sometime I go to guitars, it's crazy. I go to Guitar Center and just play on all the keyboards and stuff. It's just crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? Just how much fun, the idea and the thought of being able to use all of the native instruments, sounds, everything, not just what I get from from what I got, but being able to use everything, just loading up and just seeing so many instruments appear. Like, that's the part that just makes it go like, wow, like, now that's cool. Like, that's cool. So gotta get back to that. When I was first starting to make music, I went to Cerritos College. And when I was at Cerritos College, I took a recording class, and I took basically it was like making beats, essentially using Pro Tools. So one was recording techniques, and that's where they showed you, okay, if you have an acoustic guitar and you take the microphone, if you go and you take the microphone here, the guitar will sound like this. But if you slide the microphone this way, it'll sound like that. Okay, if you mic up a drum, if you mic up the top of a snare, the bottom of the snare, the side of the snare, etc., etc. So these recording techniques, and they was, showing how to do all of the different recording techniques. I really enjoyed that class. It was one of the things that made me go forward and go further. And I remember having a conversation with a guy at my church, and I was telling him that I was going to school, and I was going to school for music. And that was part of the music, the music class that I was taking, but I also was taking stuff like jazz, like it was like a historical look at jazz, like college. It's a college course, so it's like a historical look at jazz. It's like, yeah, you're gonna learn about Art Tatum, you're gonna learn about Dizzy Gillespie, you're gonna learn about Miles Davis, John Coltrane. You're gonna learn about all these jazz greats, and Duke Ellington and Louis Armstrong, you know what I'm saying? Just to name the beautiful black greats. Black History Month just passed. So, but even in that class, you're learning different things. You're just learning like where the idea of improvisation came from, getting in that zone and just playing, with the band and everything like that. I was enjoying them classes, man. And I looked at the curriculum and was like, yeah, you could get your AA and transfer and get your BA and you could have it in music. And then they was like, yeah, you got to choose a emphasis, or you got to choose like a focus. So if you're a trumpet player, then your focus would be trumpet. So in order to transfer, you would have to audition. So you would have to play a piece for the school because you're trying to get your degree in music, right? So it just kind of makes sense that this is something they would put you through. And I was like, well, what would be my focus? And it's like, well, the only thing I could think of at the time would just be piano. And at the time, I just had a love-hate. I had a love-hate feeling about piano. I took a piano class at Cerritos College, and I just had a love-hate relationship. I was just like, all right, I'm learning how to read the notes. Yes, I can see it. Every good boy does fine. Good burritos don't fall apart. Face, FACE, ACEG. Yes. I see the notes on the staff. Yes, I can see and I can play it on my piano, but I didn't want to do any of that. Right? Like, it's like, I didn't want to look at it just was the defiance. It was just the defiant, adolescent in me that was like, nah, I ain't trying to do that. Little did I know, like, years later, you would learn about things like session musicians. For example, people invite you to a studio and say, hey, we're going to pay you $100 an hour to play some piano, play some violin, play some trumpet, or whatever your rate is, you know what I'm saying? And being skilled in your instrument could really take you places with that. Not just touring or gigging or, being a part of a band or playing, but even just recording music for other people and stuff like that. So I ran, and I was scared, and I ran from that. I ran from the thought of practicing piano to play, classical piano like they was going to try to make me do. I ran from it, and I was like, nah, I don't want to do that. I'm going to just learn my own way. I'm going to learn my own thing, and I just want to be able to just do, what I want to do. I just want to figure it out myself. So I ran from that, and I didn't pursue that music degree. I ended up changing my degree, as most people who are in college and you trying to figure out college, you trying to figure out what this stuff is in any way. It's one of them things. If you go back in time, maybe you make a different decision. Maybe you make a different, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe you make a different decision. Maybe you make a different direction. What's up, DL? Welcome to the live stream. We having philosophical conversations. This is another beat maker discussion, episode 2. Why do you even make music? I was looking for how I titled it last time so I could just title it again. And I ran from that, and I didn't pursue that music degree any further. I didn't even get to what the guy at my church said. So when I was telling the guy at my church all of these things, right, I was telling him about the major, and I was telling him about, I'm gonna get my degree in music, and, I'm just telling him all this stuff. And then he was just like, but why? His thing was like, but why? Like, what are you doing it for? Like, do you want to be a concert pianist? He's like, do you want to he's just like, why? Like, why are you getting a degree in music? I was like, I don't know. I want to make music. And in the conversation we was having, he essentially was like, well, you probably would be better off just going to a music studio and hanging around and just being an intern and just getting bottles of water and just being in the atmosphere and just like he was telling me all this stuff that had nothing to do with college and getting a degree. He's like, and I didn't get it then. He even invited me to like do that for him at his studio. And I was just like, are y'all gonna pay me? And like, I really didn't understand the idea of like an unpaid internship or like any of the stories that you hear other music producers, artists, composers, A&Rs, how they started off by just being in the studio, just being in the area, just waiting for XYZ artists to come out of the studio and say, hey, man, I got some beats for you, man. Listen to this, bro. And it's just all that, like, that kind of situation. Like, he basically was just telling me, like, you might find yourself in a better position if you just did that, because it doesn't sound like you want to be, like this thing, but it's just, just not knowing what you want to do at all. So I just thought it was interesting as I'm reflecting on why do we even make music. Another thing that I can remember that relates to that whole situation, going to college, having that conversation with him, was he had mentioned, oh, well, why go to Cerritos College? Why not go to somewhere like Full Sail University? So then that was like a whole new concept. I was like, wait, what? Like, what's that? It's like, oh, Full Sail, man. That's a university where you can go and you can get a degree, but you can get a degree in creative things. And instead of you spending time, with the history of jazz, though I enjoyed that class, I got a B. I enjoyed the class. But instead of, history of jazz and contemporary fine arts and, all of this other type stuff, getting a degree in, fine art music is like, oh, you could go and you could get a degree in sound engineering. You can get a degree in music production. It's like, oh, what's this thing? Full Sail University. I almost want to look at what their curriculum and stuff looks like now. And it's interesting how from that time to today, I've heard so many different things about this place, Full Sail University, and what they have to offer and, all of that different stuff. And I called them when he told me about it. I was like, all right, what I'm saying? That could be cool. So I called them and I was like trying to get some information on enrolling and enrollment and, all of this type stuff. And I remember the conversation ended with me saying, the guy asked me, why do you want to come to Full Sail? Why do you want to do music? And I said, this is what I said. I want a Grammy. He said, why do you want to come to Full Sail? Why do you want to do music? And I told that man, because I want a Grammy. See, I had went to the website and I had heard that there were people who won Grammys that had been Full Sail University students. And, sometimes the artist wins the Grammy, and because you are an engineer on a project, a producer on a project, you get the Grammy too. So I remember that being an early goal. But I wish y'all could have heard. I wish like I recorded the conversation. I wish you guys could have heard this man's response. It was similar. It was like that moment when you want to laugh at somebody, but you like don't be disrespectful. Like it's like, wait, they can actually hear me, so let me not laugh, but let me say something else. Like let me say something a little more encouraging other than yeah, right. Like, yeah, no, that's not gonna happen. But I do remember saying that. I do remember being like, yeah, because I want a Grammy. I want to win one. So then fast forwarding to today and, you know, seeing like Kendrick, he just got all these Grammys for Not Like Us and, you know, for the project that he was doing and the work he was doing. And, you know, seeing Drake, you know, putting his Grammy as a doorstop and seeing Kanye West urinate into a Grammy and, you know, all that stuff hadn't happened just yet, you know, kind of just seeing the different people win Grammys. To me, it was like a high achievement. It was like, this is a high achievement in music. You know, not everybody can get this, and this only goes to people who really, truly are talented and put the work in. And so I guess in my mind back then as a young man, I was like, yeah, that's what I want. I want that. Okay. Another story. Before I get into my next story, we just having a conversation. It's like a podcast. It's like a open diary podcast. You know what I'm saying? So if you came for something else, God bless you. You know what I'm saying? DL says, why do people make music? Because you can't go platinum cooking French fries. Yes, snaps. Very poetic. Very poetic there. Very poetic. Let me see if I can find some. Hold on real quick. Man, people ruin things. Come on, man. Come on, man. Let me see. No. That's not gonna work. What's wrong with them? Come on now.
Mistaken identity, I don't do enemies, I don't do police. People barely know me, my rise may come slowly, but the crown already on me. Halo showing and it's glowing, holy conversations keep me going.
All right, moving on. I just wanted to, come on. Get out of here. All I wanted is like, you know, poetry, finger snapping. They literally just did this. Like, come on. All right, dog. Def Poetry Jam. Like, good grief. But yes, you can't go platinum selling French fries. You can sell, what is it? What's platinum? Is it 1 million? You can sell 1 million French fries, though. You know, McDonald's has gone platinum, that's for sure. Let me see. I feel like this is just a little, yeah, there we go. Oh, okay, cool. I feel like I was coming in a little too orange, you know? I needed a little more blue. I had to fix that. Let me see. I feel like that's good. Okay, Holla Sounds. Hey, Holla Sounds, what's up, man? Haven't seen Holla Sounds' name in the chat room on one of my live streams in a while. I have seen you around. I've definitely seen you in the community and stuff like that. So, what's up, man? Good to see you again. Good to see you, like I'm seeing. In the virtual space, in virtual reality, I see you. You only go to university for connections and that's it. And to be in the rich boy club because you have 30,000 euros to spend on education. Yeah, I guess I was one of the fortunate individuals. Like I guess there's definitely certain environments where, or certain schools, like here, for example, if you went to like USC, it's a private college. So I guess that would be one of those places where if you go to USC, it's probably because of some kind of club, community, or affluence, money, that, got you into that school. And I'm not, saying that anything about people that go to that school. I'm just saying, I know that it's a private school, so I know that that's part of it, whatever their admittance is and stuff like that. But for me, for example, so I went to Cerritos College, and then I went to California State Long Beach, CSULB. When I went to California State University Long Beach and when I went to Cerritos College, I went to both of those colleges for free. Free. I didn't have to pay anything. And that was a blessing, to be able to go and get financial aid. I made a song about it too back then, because it was like, wow, I'm like, I don't make enough money to pay for college, so they're gonna pay me to go to college. I was like, wow, that's interesting. And in my family, I was the first. I was the first in my family, first generation, as they call it, college. Not attend like other people in my family attended college, at least from like on my mother's side. People attended college, but I was the first to graduate college. So I still ended up graduating. I just didn't get that music degree. And the funny thing about it is, I probably would just be a little bit better in music if I had stayed with that music degree. And I could have still did the same things that I was doing when I got out of college. That's really the problem with the college, is going to college and then like not doing what you went to college for. Like, definitely didn't go to college to be a photographer, or, to do video editing, or to do video production. I definitely didn't go for those reasons, but I found it and fell into it and was like, I like it a lot. A lot. Live streaming, live production, not just live producing this live stream, but I do the live stream at my church. I just did a live stream for a funeral. I did a live stream for birthday parties and events and just all kind of stuff, man. So no, like, it's just a conversation, but hey, DL, I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be you, man. I gotta be me. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be you, man. So I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? People should know me by now. You guys should know my spirit. Y'all should know it's all love. It's all love with me, But it is interesting how things could have been different depending on what decisions that you make. Okay. So didn't do the music major, but still loved music. I even remember being, so I went to school for English. Basically what happened was, while I was at Cerritos, I had a number of my college professors, and I don't think they were lying. I think it's true. I just think it's not what they saw, or it's not how I should have applied it. Had a number of my college professors tell me, hey, Chris, we see the way that you are in the class, and, we think you would be really good to, as a teacher. And, we think you would be a great teacher. And, and they kind of hit me and convinced me with this thing of like, hey, there are not many there are not many male teachers. And then they were like, hey, there's not many black teachers. And then they was like, hey, there's not many black male teachers. So it was like, oh, wow. So they kind of hit me with that. Then they also kind of buttered me up like, nah, yeah, you would be a great teacher. You'd be a great teacher. Yeah, you should think about going into teaching. And then at the same time, they had a program at the college where you could guarantee your transfer from that community college, city college, into the university, instead of it being like, this admittance type situation where it's like, maybe you get in, maybe you don't get in. So then I ended up going for teaching. I loved it. Actually, I love the classes. I love many of the professors. I really enjoyed it. I should have went back and got my master's. Maybe one day I'll do that, but probably won't be in English. English degree for teaching education. So basically, I would be equipped to teach 7th grade, starting at 7th grade, because 5th grade and some 6th grade, when they teach English, is part of multiple subjects. So you need a multi-credential instead of a single subject credential. So starting at 7th grade, some places 6th grade would just be teaching English. I remember being in the classroom. I'm teaching English. I have my laptop. And then it's time for the kids to go to break. So the kids go to break. And on my laptop, I have Ableton. So the kids all go to break. They go to lunch. And it's my lunch. So I got break time. And I got Ableton on my laptop. So then I start making beats. I had Ableton and I had Nexus. Of course, it was a cracked version of Nexus, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Pirate Bay. But I had a Nexus, and I had like a Nexus library of like some trap sounds and stuff like that. And I had Ableton Live Lite, just like I have it now. Like I've never had a full version of Ableton Live. I've only ever had the light version, and it's done me just well. I cooked up a number of beats while I was waiting for the kids to come back from lunch. I cooked up a number of beats, right? And I just had so much fun, and I enjoyed that moment of making those beats. And then I just thought to myself, like, wow, I didn't like prepare for the next class. I didn't like read the next chapter or like, I didn't like grade papers. Like I sat here and I made beats. Took those beats to a rapper, got them sold, made some money from them. And thus was like the beginning of like, man, we got to get out this classroom. we gotta get out this classroom, dog. Man, I feel like football player, at McDonald's, to bring up McDonald's again. B-Ha says McDonald's is trash. It's like, what are you doing here? Wasting all your potential, man. A really cool thing that I did, let me shout out to Ableton, actually, though. Ableton, let me see, music. Oh, man, what is it? The school that I was teaching at, they let me teach music production. Somebody found out I was making beats at lunch. And they was like, hey, we want to do like some electives for these kids. We want to give them like a special day where they can just kind of do something fun. And we had these Chromebooks. And I was like, oh, I know what I'll do. I'll go and I'll install Ableton Live Lite on all the Chromebooks. And somebody had a better idea, and actually was just like a visitor that was in the school at the time. After I was showing them, I showed them Reason too. I had it like the same way I would teach class. I had a projector, and the projector was projecting up on the screen Ableton, and it was projecting Reason, and I was showing them, oh, that's how you make beats. And of course, what I'm saying, the kids loved it because we was making beats with 808s, and I had my speakers. I had some, not like these speakers, but like I had like, when you go to Best Buy and you buy like the little 3-piece speakers where it's got a subwoofer and 2 little speakers. I had that, and I had the subwoofer just woofing in the classroom. Principal walked by like, "What are you doing?" It's like, "Oh, I'm making beats." Hi, but it's like one of them moments, right? So anyway, the kids liked it. Somebody came by. They introduced me to this thing, and it's from Ableton, right? So if you've never known how to make beats, or you never know how to make music or anything like that at all, Ableton has this website that you can go to. It's called learningmusicableton.com. learningmusicableton.com. So let me show you guys what it looks like right now. So I went to this website and I kind of like learned it first, and it just kind of goes through like how Ableton works a little bit, but also just kind of gives you a breakdown of making music. So, it's text here that you can read. So anyway, this was better than illegally installing software on a bunch of computers, right? And this also was the combination of the two things: loving music, but also having that itch to teach. Like, they weren't completely wrong when they said, "Hey, Chris, we think you would be good at teaching." They wasn't completely wrong. There's things there where, I love teaching, or being in that environment where you can help somebody know something, whether you want to call that teaching or not. It's like, you have information, they want information, you provide information. That's a great thing. That's a great feeling. So it was cool because now I could combine the two and I could get paid for it. So I'm in the classroom. All the kids have Chromebooks. They all have their own Chromebooks. They all have headphones, right? So all right, y'all, we're going to go to this website. We all go to learningmusicableton.com. I tell them, okay, click that one. Okay, click this one. Okay, click this one. And they clicking it and they hearing the beats and stuff, and they like, oh, okay, that's cool, and just kind of just going through it, you know what I'm saying? You can have any combination of these things. And I just thought, I was like, wow, Ableton, that's pretty cool. But as you go through, it's like a whole course. So we would go through it like, week to week and day to day. Like, we would just go through each page. And I'm like walking them through it. I'm like, yeah, So that was cool, So I'm like showing them like, oh, and they're learning how they can draw in, these different things. I was like, wow, this is really cool. Like, this is what school should have been when I was going to school. This is what school should have been when I was going to school. And I'll tell you, I did have a situation like that when I was in 10th grade. Sometimes I think about that, like, does it matter how much information you put out there? Like, y'all see my face all the time. It's just kind of like, I don't know. I guess at some point, it's what do you do in terms of like, I was literally out somewhere and somebody was like, "Hey, don't I know you?" And I was like, "I don't think so." And it was like, "Yeah, Chris." I was like, "Hi." And it was like, yeah, you the one, you be on the internet, man. You be all positive and stuff, man. I was like, "Hey, that's what's up." Went somewhere else. "Hey, Chris Reed Beats." I was like, "Yeah, hi." He's like, "Yeah, I watch your live stream all the time." So it's just kind of like, yeah, the good and the bad with that. Anywho, I'm showing them how to make this stuff, right? And there was this moment in 10th grade at my high school. The teacher, it was a piano class, so he had all of these really cool, I guess now I understand what they were. They weren't MIDI keyboards. They weren't, you know what I'm saying, Ben Bowman? Like, I wish there was just more, you know what I'm saying? Like, just to get kids involved and get them to want to do things. But I digress. It was still cool. It was pretty cool, you know, what we were actually getting into. So the piano teacher, and shout outs to him, I was able to photograph him on a job. So it's like crazy. Like years later, it's like, oh, you know, hey, wow, you encouraged me to like make music, you know. I'm like trying to explain to him, hey, remember that one day? Like, yeah, that was the day that you taught me this, and I never forgot it. And like, I've always, don't get emotional, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it was crazy to see him again and be like, yeah, you are my piano teacher from 10th grade. It wasn't MIDI keyboards like this. This is a MIDI keyboard, has no sounds in it. It was like a Yamaha keyboard that could play piano and, you know, electric keyboard and all of that other type stuff. But on the back of it, it had a MIDI in and MIDI out. So he saw me one day because, okay, it's piano class, right? We're supposed to be learning the notes and playing the scales. And we're supposed to be playing the scales and playing the notes in piano. And I was always that kid that was switching it to, like, you could play strings, you could play marimba, you could split the piano too. So you could put marimba over here and piano over there. You could put bass over here, and you know what I'm saying? So you could split the piano and all that type stuff too. So, you know, he's coming around, he's checking on the students, you know, what you working on? And I'm doing that or whatever. So then he goes, yeah, exactly. Well, not a motif. Well, definitely, this school definitely could not afford a motif for, like, it was like rows and rows and rows of students. So let's say at least 20 pianos. It definitely wasn't a motif, but something below it, like whatever, you know, a C, I don't know, 88 keys, not a MIDI keyboard, but a workstation. Exactly. But not a motif, because motif is like, even back then it was like $2-3 or something like that. So not in a motif, but I do remember the first time I ever saw a Yamaha motif as well. Oh man, it's good stuff. Good conversation, guys. Hope you guys are enjoying this conversation. Listen, he saw me, he heard me, he said, I got something, I'm gonna show you. The next day, he brought in what I know now is like a rack module. So this rack module, I just remember it was purple. It was like purple and black. And I think I don't remember what brand it was, but it's a sound module. And he plugged in the MIDI cables into that sound module and into the keyboard. And then we were able to play the different sounds from the module in the keyboard. So he was like, yeah, you know, remember how, you know, this keyboard can do piano, bass, it can do about 5 or 6 different sounds. He said, well, this thing has thousands of sounds. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, this is called MIDI. He's like, yeah, you know, what it's doing is it sends a signal. It sends a signal from the piano key into the device, and that plays, it triggers a note from that. He's teaching me about MIDI for the first time, y'all. And I'm going like, wow, that's cool. Not understanding what it is, just understanding that this keyboard that I got that used to just play piano and a few other sounds now can play everything. I think that's exactly what it was. I think it was. Cruising down memory lane. Cruising down memory lane. That's exactly what it was. Shout outs to you, man. How did you know? How did you know? I feel like that's what it was. And even if it wasn't the exact one, like that's what it was. It was a sound module where you could play instruments, you know? Oh my, it was just so cool, man. So he's teaching us MIDI, and you know, I'm like, oh, this is cool. And I'm playing the different sounds, and it had drums. You know, it had like a drum kit. It had like a way you could play drums, and you could play the different instruments and stuff like that. I really believe that this is it. I really think that this is it. This is the one that he's talking about. And you could, you had to hook the whole thing up. Oh, wow. They have an emulator that you can put as a plug-in. That's interesting. I just remember it being like so cool just watching him like, you know, cycle through the different sounds, and there was so many different times and so many different places where people did things that I was not expecting. Like I was not expecting. He became like the coolest teacher I knew after that point, and he was not that at first, to just be honest. Like he was like, I was like, yo, and it wasn't one of them things like I'm finna show the whole class. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just like, here's a kid that's interested. I'm gonna share this with you. It was like me and maybe a few other students, and I just never forgot. I never forgot that day. And that was like one of the like earliest memories of, by at that time I've never heard of Reason. At that time I never heard of FL Studio, but I'm soon to learn, because that was one of the sparks that sparked music production, MIDI, learning how to do these different things. And it was just really great, man, to experience that. So him being a teacher, you know, showing me that, teaching me that, and then it's like fast forward, now it's like so much more technology. Now we can literally show the kids, you know, how to make beats, teaching them the difference between, you know, electronic sounds and acoustic sounds using Ableton. I thought this program was so cool because then the kids could see it right there on their computers. I created like a little curriculum where it's like, okay, when you get to this page, how do you do this? And, you know, they had to kind of like write it in, and we would talk to each other, all that type stuff. And then the school closed. So then it's like, no more. This school won't be here anymore. It's like, what? Really? Well, maybe I could bring this to the next school that I go to teach at. You want to do what? You want to teach kids how to make beats? What do you think this is? We ain't teaching no kids how to make no beats. You better teach them how to do the quadratic equation before they get beat by their mom. Right foot, left touch. Turn it out. So anyway, that's the origins of how we got to here, you know, from those moments, you know, kind of learning those different things. Shout outs to you, A Major Keys. Thank you for pulling that up. I want to say that is exactly what it was that he brought in. I want to say that that's what it is. I really feel like it is, because that's how I remember it looking in my head. Like I said, it was purple. I'm pretty sure that that's what that was. I appreciate you, bro. So here we are today. Asking the chat, why do you make music? And reminiscing and just kind of going through, you know, what we do and why we do it. I'll tell you guys the God honest truth. Many times when it came to music, I really thought things was just left up to luck and happenstance. I remember working with the first artist, well, not really the first artist, because I used to be a part of this group called Dark Knight, and there was a bunch of my buddies from the neighborhood, and we rapped and stuff. And for some reason, we was like a rap group. Like, we was all in the same group, but we was always battling each other. It was so interesting. It was like, why are we battling each other? We supposed to be battling other crews. So my buddy Brian James used to go by a different name back then, but I remember we was making music and stuff, and I just remember saying to him, like, yeah, man, we gotta make this music, man, so we can get the record deal. And I just remember him he was older than me, he's like older than me. And I just remember him looking at me and being like, you think we trying to get a record deal? He's like, I ain't trying to get no record deals. Like, why would I get a record deal? He was definitely like more advanced for our time. I was like, yeah, we're going to make like catchy music to like get a record deal. And he's like, no, this not make catchy music to get a record deal. We don't even want a record deal over here. Like, a record deal wouldn't solve anything. That's nothing but a bank loan. I was like, what? My whole mind was shifted at that point. I thought the only reason people went to studios and recorded music and did all that type stuff was to get a record deal. Like, so to hear him say that was just kind of like, wait, we not trying to get a record deal? Like, I thought we was trying to get a record deal this whole time. It's like, no, Chris, we're not trying to get a record deal. We were more like Mos Def and Taye Diggs in Brown Sugar, which went on to be one of my favorite movies, where he's just a real raw MC, and he's this record exec that's tired of the gimmicky music, and he's looking for somebody to represent and start his own record label with. And he doesn't want the music to be gimmicks, the Dalmatians, he don't want the gimmicks no more, man. He want to fall in love with hip hop again, man. We was more akin to that. I thought we was going to be the Dalmatians. Like, I thought we was looking for the gimmick, The beats I was making was like trap beats. And he's like, nah. Why you think I won't use none of your beats? It's like, nah. It just, like, thinking about it today from back then, it makes so much sense. It makes so much sense. I'm like, hey, I'm thinking, yeah, we finna get a record deal, man. We finna blow up. We finna do our thing. The culmination of that situation came to a head when, yeah, low-key a little bit. He definitely gave me a different perspective on music and the music business than what I was thinking. But maybe if he wasn't involved, or maybe if he thought how I thought, maybe we would be millionaire sellouts by now. I don't know. Which one would I rather take? I don't know if I would rather take, unaccomplished broke realist over, fake sellout millionaire struggling, to keep my soul and spirit intact. Nah, yeah, I wouldn't want to be going through that. So you're right. He did save my life in that. The culmination that I saw from that situation was when we performed on the same stage and at the same time as Soulja Boy. I thought this was so interesting because the group our group was all about soulful music. I finally learned what we was really about, and we had a message. And you know, the music that we was making had a message. It had a purpose. It really wasn't just stuff just to do. And even when I did influence the group to be like, nah, man, let's make a song about kicking girls to the curb after we, you know, do whatever we want. I was a young kid. I was crazy. You know, if I told you guys a lyric that I wrote, you wouldn't even believe me. Like, you wouldn't even believe that I actually said that lyric. Matter of fact, that whole song I'm thinking about, you wouldn't even believe that that was me. Like, Chris. But it's okay. We all have a past. I deleted my Twitter. To get back to the statement, or to get back to the conversation, we have a band. We have some friends and some people that we met and hired to play keyboard, bass, drums, guitar. I'm the producer / hype man. He's the rapper. We also have a singer. We was up there looking like a tribe. We was up there looking like we was up there looking like Questlove and them, the Roots. We was up there like Power to the People, dog. Freedom Summer. We was up there like, hold on, drop the beat. I'm finna spit this acapella. Like, real hip hop. Like, I'm telling you, Mos Def, Talib Kweli, lyrically, I might be. You know what I'm saying? We did all of that, right? We did all of that. We was rapping, and I was like, man, this is the greatest thing ever, man. This is the greatest performance that we've ever done thus far. Like, wow, that was so dope, man, to hear my beats played by a live band. I was like, wow, man, this is dope. This is such a great feeling. And then Soulja Boy came on the stage, and the whole place erupted. And this is not like prime Soulja Boy. Like, this is not prime Soulja Boy. This is like Soulja Boy years later. Like this. Oh my God. Everybody in the room just flocked, bro. They just flocked to the stage. It was crazy. It was crazy. I was like, hey, that's Soulja Boy, a star. It was some other people there too. It was like some Disney act, some Disney guy was there and stuff like that too. And yeah, it was weird. It was like two things happened at the same time. It was like, wow, this is as good as it's ever gonna get. And then it also was like, wow, this is as good as it's ever gonna get. And it was like, all right, there's nothing else to see here. All right. So now we just trying to figure things out. It's interesting, like how time just passes by, you know. You just pass by. I can't even believe there's people even listening to this story, like to these conversations right now. Shout outs to y'all. Let me see, what time is this? 9:59. We are on the journey, bro. We on the journey from March Madness to live stream all month long. You guys can see all of the things that's happening down there. So many times I've been like, man, is it like a manager? Is it like, what is it? You like need somebody to just be like, hey, this is what you need to work on. This is what you need to work on. This is what you need to do. But I don't know. We got a new subscriber tonight, so that makes me happy. Shout outs to him. Okay. Another day, another stream. You guys have any more thoughts? Drop them in the chat. If not, I'm going to head out. I've never done this. I'm going to do it one day. One day I'm going to do this little goal thing. Yeah. Dope. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Just trying to build and add on to the story. You know? It's kind of like, is that where the story ends? You know, the story ends. The story ends so many times, you know, from the moment of like, oh, got a degree, taught, felt like you got to like this place and then stopped. And then, you know, had a group, had an artist performing on stages, got to a point, then stopped. Got a YouTube, featured on Reason Studios, and then stopped. But, you know, for whatever I can handle, whatever I can do, I'm gonna do my thing, man. I'm going to keep it going. I'm going to keep rocking. I'm going to keep rolling. I'm going to keep rocking. I'm going to keep rolling. Shout out to y'all, man. Thanks for coming through to the live stream, bro. It was like a good conversation and kind of just do some reflecting on this music stuff. The story never ends until you're ready for it to end, bro. Keep going. And you too, man. And you too. We just keep going. That's all we could do. We just keep going. We just keep doing the things that's brought us this far. So whatever it is that brought us this far, we just kind of keep going. Just keep doing it. You know? So A Major Keys, B Haas, Holla Sounds, Ben Bowman, DL, Kenny Mack, McEastlands, Robbie Chadson, Friend 242, Made So Well, Intricate Inc., Brazuka. Shout outs to y'all, man. As well as those who are watching who haven't said anything into the chat. You guys know what you need to do. Make sure that you like this video. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. And I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. And I think the next live stream we do should be y'all sending some music to me. So that way I could tell y'all this is trash. That way I could be like, hey, that hi-hat is loud, bro. No, I'm just joking. No, but in all seriousness, I have not done a listening to y'all music stream in some time. It's definitely been some time since we've done that. So it's time to open up the Dropbox, man. It's time to open up the Dropbox. It's time to do it. And every time I have these live streams, I'll be like, oh, I'm only going to do an hour. I always end up doing more than an hour. And I think I'm going to start putting a clock up or something. Like, I'm going to start, oh, Alexa's right there. I'm going to start telling Alexa, set a timer for 1 hour. Like, I'm just sitting here talking away. I hope that you guys have a great night. I hope that you guys, you know what I'm saying, enjoyed the live stream. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you for coming through and hanging out with your boy. Until next time, keep doing your thing. Keep being blessed and keep being a blessing. Peace.